Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, everybody. I just quickly want to share a couple of words with you, and then we can go for a quick break. Let's see if this is working. Here we go. Okay. Now, before I start, you can relax. I'm not going to discuss the slide with you. Firstly, it's not my slide. It's Deloitte's slide. Secondly, most of what's on there has already been discussed in some shape or form today. And thirdly, it's 5 minutes before tea. If I have to go through this, you're going to throw me with stuff. But what I want to focus on is just that top part which says drivers, disruptors, opportunities, revolutions. We talk about ag, fourth revolution, and all these words that come up. And today it was also mentioned the cost squeeze, or as Pieter has put it, die bordizo. En dit het my laat dink, as 'n mens aan hierdie dierinsetkostes kyk, aan die tannie daar aan die ander kant Beaufort Wes, wat 'n plan gemaak het vir hulle 40ste huweliksherdenking. Toe dog sy gaan hom wraggies nou vir die ou oom ietsie diers koop hierdie jaar. Besluit sy maar sy gaan die bakkie vol maak. I think all of this requires one thing, and that requires change, and that's also the theme of this conference. And I assume that change is for the sake of progress and for growth. Now, if you allow me, and this might be a bit risky, this is a bit philosophical, and bankers and philosophy is not always the best combination. But there's a lady by the name of Jennifer Rankin that comes from the countryside in the US, and she's described the process of change. And she did this all to explain or to fork out a simpler way of life. And she's got these different milestones on this process of change. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's one or two which I just want to highlight. And obviously, coincidentally, it was said just now, you must have a plan. Decelerate as you approach a curve. Approach a change with plans. Slow down, think, and prepare. Regret is futile. And then the third one, which I think is for me, one which I just quickly want to stand still. Ride with the right person. Business partners and business structures are critically important in a change process. And in this instance, I also want to highlight business partners such as Grain South Africa, specifically looking after the interests of yourselves as grain producers. It's critically important that you associate with the right partners. Then one which I also then stop occasionally to rest. Watch your speed. The investment bankers or the guys that put deals together always talk about change, the timing and the tempo of change, and they often refer to deal fatigue when you rush through things. So make sure that you understand the speed that you go through. And then one which is also for me relevant for today is your GPS still correct? And that specifically when you make use of external solutions. Make sure that it fits your purpose and that you didn't just get the GPS because the guy next door has one and it doesn't fit for your purpose. And then lastly, the one which I think specifically from a bank perspective, ask for directions. Test your plans and intended changes with the appropriate experts and stakeholders. And we would like to think from a Standard Bank perspective that we are one of those stakeholders that can assist you with soundboarding your plans and the change that you need to go through. In that regard, and again, as I say, I think change, we take it that change is for the better and that it's progress and it's for growth. But that goes with complexity, and it also goes with risks. And we would like in this process to assist you with understanding and analyze those risks, in particular financial risks that we can assist you with, and finding proper solutions. There are some of you in the audience today where we see the financial complexity and the solutions becoming significantly complex. And we have to be on our game to make sure that we find the proper solutions for your challenges and the plans that you have. we do think from a Standard Bank perspective, from an agricultural business perspective, that we do have the necessary experts to help you with that. Then lastly, just something which I want to add, as I said, we look at the normal stuff, but we also, and there's two things that we've added in the last couple of years. The one is obviously inclusivity, which is critically important for Standard Bank. But the latest one, which is getting greater momentum in the banks as a whole, is specifically the issue of sustainable finance solutions. And with sustainability, I refer to climate sustainability, which the bank is subscribed to. It's part of our strategy as a bank. And it is also now part of our strategy from an agribusiness perspective. We need to find better ways to produce, to conserve the planet that we live on. And with that, I invite you to come for a quick drink and a piece of biltong. Thank you very much for your time.